Welcome back for another video on DAAD Builder. This is a quick overview of the next feature which is coming up, which is the graphics editor. We're adding the ability to import graphics for your games, to draw graphics for your games. The editor works a little bit like Multipaint. It's not as powerful as Multipaint. It doesn't work exactly the same way. It's probably better used for touching up images than actually drawing images entirely. Down the side we have a drop down list of all the different video graphic modes that DAAD Ready supports. So with the Spectrum one we can import images, PNGs or JPEGs or the other image formats for those various devices. So for example on the Spectrum we can import a picture here of a cottage. We then have the various drawing tools, so we have a pencil tool for single pixel changes. We have a brush tool and we can change the size of the brush, make it round or square. A line tool, a square tool, ellipse tool, fill tool, a spray can, text tool and an eyedropper for choosing the colours that are already there part of your picture. Along the top we have the various locations in the game for you to save the pictures in, and when you export your finished file through export and export as a zip file, it will now have an images folder in there, and if you have any images for any of the machines and any of the locations, they will be saved in the correct format for that machine in the images folder for you just to import directly into DAAD Ready. We also have the ability now in Test Adventure to be able to see the graphics you've added. So if we go to location 1, we now have the cottage there for the Spectrum version. So in the settings dialog we have listed the various machines that are supported by DAAD Ready. If we select those machines, if we have graphics for those machines stored in the graphics editor for the locations in the game, it will display them as they would look on that machine. So go back to Spectrum, go to our first location and we have a picture of the cottage. If we go back to the graphics editor and we choose a different format, so if we go for the MSX one, we'll import the same picture and it will try and match the pictures to the palette available for that machine. And now if we go to our settings, we change our machine to be MSX1 and we test the adventure again, we now have the picture for the MSX1 available there. Within the graphics editor, as well as importing images, we can copy them. So we can try and copy that image to a different device and it will try and match the palette as best it can. Equally, we can move it to a different location in the game. If we've imported the picture here into location 1 and it should actually be in location 2, we can shift it across to location 2. We also have a dithering tool. So if dithering is activated, the various drawing tools will match that dither pattern, very much like it does in Multipaint. And we can offset that dither pattern using the arrow keys here. So we don't want the dotted pattern exactly as it's turning up, we can move that slightly left or right as well. We have the zoom ability to be able to zoom into your image for pixel based editing. We have a grid which you can turn on and off. We also have a marker line and you can choose where that appears. So by default DAAD Ready cuts images off on line 96. So this visual marker shows you where your image is going to be cut off by DAAD Ready. You can alter that in DAAD Ready and you can alter it here as well, up or down, to match whatever your preferences are. In the Test Adventure, currently, we always cut images off at line 96. This is still a work in progress and it's just a choice we've made at the moment until we support other conducts like WinAT and the location conducts, if indeed we do support those. going forward. Each machine will show the palette for that machine, for the ones which have a fixed palette. So we go to the Commodore, we have the Commodore colours along the bottom. MSX, we have the MSX palette. If we go to ones with a more variable palette, like the PC-DOS VGA, and we import the image again of the cottage, we now have a palette button appear at the top here. When we click on that, we can see the colours that are used in the palette, and we can then alter those colours if we want to something else that we want in that position. I think that's probably it at the moment for the quick rundown of where we are with the graphics editor. Hopefully this will be quite a nice feature for storing your graphics all in one location, being able to export those ready to use in DAAD Ready, and to be able to edit those in place and have some small idea in Test Adventure of what that's going to look like when you run your game. So that's it for now. Thank you for joining me.